Hey guys, thanks so much for stopping by. So today I will be doing a documentary, and this is it runs an hour and 22 minutes. It's called American Murder: The Family Next Door. I will give you information that's right in front of me, and I'm gonna give you my reaction and my take to it. So I think this has been like one of the biggest cases in the past few years. I remember actually seeing this in the news a few years ago. And so it says in 2018, 38-year-old Shannon Watts and her two youngest daughters disappeared in Colorado. With the heartbreaking details emerging, the family story made headlines around the world. This is rated 7.2 out of 10 stars. And this is TVMA. This is very, it's chilling and it's disturbing. So it says right away when you watch it that these are footage from what was allowed for them to take. So basically, Shanann's family consented for all of her Facebook and cell phone use and all that information for this documentary. And also a lot of footage was from the police department as well, and anything that, they were able to get. So basically this is, if you'd never heard about the case, basically this sums it up from beginning to end of how it all started. I gotta say though, I'm just getting a little sad, but I think everybody needs a Nicole Atkinson. Not this is Shanann's coworker and friend. She was the reason, and they didn't really provide the name, I think, or I didn't notice the name of who she was with when she just went over to her house and called the cops and say her car is here, but she's not answering her phone. She had like there was a situation, and I'm really, really concerned about her. Everybody needs that friend, because without that friend, I don't think the cops would have really tracked this down that quickly and got to the bottom of the case this quickly. So she dropped off Shanann like almost 3 in the morning, like 2:50, 2:40, something like that, like very, very close to 3 a.m. And she went there at like, let's say 9, 10 a.m. and demanding to see her friend Shanann. The husband, Chris, is that his name? Chris, was that his name? Chris Watts? Yeah, Chris Watts, was at work, and so he had to drive home and all that stuff. This has been in the news, so if you've never heard about this case, I would think you weren't living in the US, I think, at the time this happened, because if you were living in the US, this is like blasted everywhere. So spoiler alert, if you are from outside the US and you've never heard of this case, the husband murdered the wife. But how they were able to get this taken care of, and him to actually, finally admit to the fact that he did this and why he did it and how he did it and all the details, just to make sure they can get the remains and stuff like that. That was really chilling and sad. I think this is really worth the watch, and it's very heartbreaking. It's very sad. It's just a guy who had a really high boost of confidence, I would say, because he lost like 60 pounds, decided that he, like, his confidence just boost, and he just decided that it might be better to have a life without his wife and two born children, and of course the unborn child as well. And this kind of just happened in the span of like several weeks. It wasn't even that long. It was just several weeks. So it's just sad how people like this believe that they just have some kind of epiphany in their brain to say, you know what, I could just annihilate my current life. I don't need to do a divorce. I don't need to just go to marriage counseling. I don't need to stop being a selfish, pathetic person, and actually not have a wandering eye and think the grass is greener somewhere else. Like, you have a lot of choices. Why choose murder? Multiple murders too. I'm not gonna give away how he murdered his family, but it's really, really sad, and like my heart is racing. So I really gotta wrap this up. If I don't really, I'm more cordless now. So someone actually let me know that, you know, this was already been shown, like a 2020 or Dateline or 60 Minutes, one of those investigatory shows. I think this was made really, really well, and I think it definitely is worth the watch. It's, oh my gosh, like, I always say, you know, because on my Facebook or on my social media, I don't really show a ton of my personal life and how I engage with my family. I feel like when you're happy and you're having a good time, like, sometimes you really can't capture all those moments. I mean, you can. I'm not saying that people that do, you know, vlog and show videos and a ton of pictures of how happy they are, I'm not saying that they're not happy. I'm just saying, like, for me personally, I don't think about it. Sometimes I do think about it, and you know, there's like that split second of like, I wanna take a picture of this day. You know what I mean? And remember it. But for the most part, you know, I try to savor as much as I can. And I guess it's just me and my family. My husband doesn't have social media at all. And so to me, I kind of do that because I have family and friends all over the world. And sometimes, you know, I have to share certain things with them. But for the most part, I really don't. I don't know. I just don't. But Nicole, Shenan was very, very active in social media, and she was showing all of that stuff. And a lot of times, you know, when you see her husband in there, Chris, he looks completely happy. He doesn't look miserable. He doesn't look like supposedly he did all of that because he felt disrespected from his entire family. So not just his wife and his two children, who are like 2, 3, 4, 5, like very, very young, but his entire family. So just imagine, probably also from his parents, from his siblings, from his extended family. Like, if you feel disrespected, why don't you tell the people, like, you can't talk to me like that, you can't treat me like, you know what I mean? Why kill your wife, your unborn child, and your 2 daughters? It just doesn't make sense. But they show a ton of videos in there and stuff like that, and like they showed their text exchange messages, and it just doesn't, just so you know, like, what you see in social media, a lot of times, of course, a lot of people want to show they're happy. You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to show something that's bad? But they just look like your everyday family. It doesn't look like they had a big problem. It just kind of looked like Chris had the type of personality that was like all bottled up, and he didn't really have the self-confidence to stand up for himself. And because he didn't believe in that, he kind of like, I think something kind of broke in his brain, and he had an epiphany, and he's thinking, you know what, I can have a clean slate with this other girl, and I don't have to deal with all this and all that stuff. I mean, being a parent is definitely stressful, but to like go to an extreme is just, it's just a whole different level of like selfishness and narcissism and just sociopath kind of tendency. I mean, you can see in the videos and pictures, like, he's having a great time, but he, like, even Shanann even said, like, she's definitely more of the domineering. She's more, what is that? He's more kind of like, even his neighbor also said, he's very quiet. And that's the thing, like, if you don't want to be that person, speak up, you know what I mean? Speak up, don't kill, like, a bunch of people. It just doesn't make sense. I really enjoyed this. I mean, I didn't enjoy the disgusting part of it, but I enjoy the fact that they really showed everything for this. I feel like anybody out there that was bad-mouthing Shanann, I hope you really feel bad on the fact that you people were blaming the children. These are like little children. Blaming the children, blaming the wife. Like, you can't do, unless like they were trying to kill Chris and then he was doing it as self-defense. Why are you victim blaming? It's disgusting. And that part really disgusted me so much. Like, I felt like my blood was boiling. Like, Shanann, that's who Shanann is or was, and her children. And she didn't deserve to be treated this way. If he didn't like that, he didn't seem to speak up, because they never showed that. He's quiet, he's reserved, he doesn't say anything. All he has to do is talk to her and do that. And she was even showing that, you know, that he doesn't really complain. I mean, if you're not going to communicate and let somebody know, like, oh, by the way, I don't really like that. Can you please stop that? Can you know, like, it hurts me. You're disrespecting me. Like, it doesn't seem like he was vocal about it. How would they know that that was bothering you if you're just having a freaking smile on your face and going around your day and pretending everything's like perfect? Like, watch the documentary. It really is worth a watch. Like, when I watched this, I couldn't look at my phone. I couldn't glance at it. I think I had a call and I just ignored it. I just watched it. Like, I inhaled this documentary. I give it a 2 thumbs up. I give it a 10 out of 10. I definitely believe this was made really, really well. And this was made that it really did show, you know, everything that they could. It wasn't like it was citing someone, but it was showing everything that they could. And it definitely is worth the watch. So I definitely recommend it. If you guys have, want to talk about this documentary, make sure you do that down below. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and of course the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. You want to talk about this, you know, your reaction, how you liked it or disliked it, or the entire story, or how it was made. Let me know down below in the comment section. I love hearing from you guys all the time. If you have any suggestions in what to watch, I'm always open to that. So let me know down below. It can be from like Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon Prime. Just let me know down below. I love hearing from you guys all the time. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.